Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Arindra, and in this occasion, I will explain to you about Islamic relief. The table of content is first background, second discussion, and third conclusion. First background: Islamic relief is a faith-based humanitarian aid and development organization dedicated to saving and transforming the life of the world's most disadvantaged people. Islamic Relief, founded in the United Kingdom in 1984, works in over 45 countries, assisting individuals of all religions in need and does not discriminate in any form. Every year, Islamic Relief humanitarian and development operation assists nearly 10 million people, directly contributing to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. They assist communities in better defending themselves against recurring threats such as drought and flooding, and they provide life-saving emergency aid when disasters strike. Islamic Relief provide life-saving services such as healthcare, clean water, sanitation, and hygiene. People are able to leave poverty and achieve greater futures thanks to the livelihood and education program. Islamic Relief builds the capacity of local partners to collaborate with them in providing effective humanitarian and development programs in order to optimize impact and increasing community resilience. Through global advocacy, Islamic Relief works to effect positive changes, particularly in the area of climate change, gender justice, and forced displacement, as well as to develop Islamic perspective that combine spiritual and practical insight to provide distinctive, impactful approaches to some of the world's most pressing issues. Because of the outstanding quality and impact of Islamic relief work, they are the only Muslim organization in the United Kingdom to be awarded core humanitarian standard certification. Islamic Relief has signed the Red Cross Code of Conduct, which establishes ethical criteria for humanitarian organization and plays to the key principle of partiality, neutrality, and independence. Islamic Relief is also a solid supporter of the People in Aid Code of Excellent Practice. As one of the prominent organizations that focus on the Islamic movement, especially in the international level, there is question that can be asked regarding the movement of Islamic Relief itself. uh, why Islamic Relief, as one of the biggest Western based in the United Kingdom Islamic movement organization, can maintain its position till today. Next is discussion. The first one is history. In response to the African feminine, Dr. Hani Albana and fellow student from the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom founded Islamic Relief Worldwide in 1984. They launched an appeal going door to door and from Moscow to Moscow asking money which was used to buy food for people impacted by the hunger. Islamic Relief first initiative supporting a chicken farm in Sudan began in 1985. The same year, its founder opened a tiny office in Mosley, Birmingham, and raised over 100 pounds sterling for famine relief. Well, Islamic Relief began by giving catastrophe and emergency relief, assisting those who have suffered and lost everything as a result of drought, earthquake, flood, or conflict. Islamic Relief has always worked to alleviate poverty and suffering in the long term as well. The next year after its founded, Islamic Relief established its first field office in Khartoum, Sudan, ready to assist individuals affected by the drought in not just surviving but also rebuilding their life. Islamic Relief worked to help orphans and children, to help individuals get jobs and create livelihood so they can support their family, and to safeguard vulnerable communities from repeated disaster, reducing the loss of life and poverty. Islamic Relief also work to create a more just and equal society. They are motivated by the faith to protest against a variety of cases, including the growing impact of climate change, gender-based violence, and war and conflict around the world. Today, Islamic Relief is a genuinely worldwide organization working over 40 countries to provide emergency help, long-term development, and advocacy for change. The international headquarters are in Big Bend, Birmingham, but they also have offices in Bangladesh, the United States, Germany, Iraq, Lebanon, Sweden, Australia, Malaysia, South Africa, and Mali. The figure of Islamic Relief is Dr. Hani Albana, is a co-founder of Islamic Relief, the biggest Western-based international Muslim relief and development NGO, which was founded in Birmingham in 1984. In 1976, he received his MBBCH medicine from Al-Azhar University in Cairo, where he also earned a diploma in Islamic studies. Dr. Hani felt motivated to establish Islamic Relief after attending a medical conference in Sudan in 1983 during a time of famine in the country. Following his retirement from Islamic Relief in 2008, Elbana established the Muslim Charity Forum and the Humanitarian Forum, both of which to create alliance and cooperation among humanitarian and charity organizations in the global south and north. Furthermore, he developed Zakat House to support the creation of new charities and is the chairman of the Muslim Charities Forum, which work to strengthen the contribution of British Muslim charities to international development. Next, Islamic relief ideology, the everlasting ideas and teaching of the Quran and Sunnah, the prophetic example with Islamic relief. The Islamic relief organization in particular is stated at the five core values. First, sincerity or ikhlas. Islam relief sincerity to God and the duty to humanity to drive and motivate them. Second, excellence or ihsan, a commitment to excellence is a defining feature of Islamic relief operation, programs, and interaction with the value with the vulnerable people they assist. And then third one, compassion or rahmah, because every life is valuable. Islamic relief join other humanitarian actors in alleviating the suffering caused by natural catastrophe, poverty, and injustice. And then the fourth one is social justice or alt Islamic relief empowering the poor and vulnerable to have their right fulfilled to reach their God-given potential. And the last one is custodianship or amana Islamic relief appreciate and protect the earth and its resources, especially in people, and they strive to live up to the people trust in them to be honest and accountable. The strategy of Global Islamic Relief outlined the organization goals for responding to humanitarian and development concerns around the world over the next years. Islamic Relief aimed to be the one of the first organization to respond to world aid calls and to mobilize actual action in response to humanitarian needs. The Islamic Relief Organization has its four goals of their strategy. The first one is lessening the effect of conflict and natural catastrophe. Second, empowering communities. Third, mobilizing society and funding. And fourth, strengthening the Islamic Relief family. Overall, on the movement of Islamic Relief, there is almost no critical notes that can be drawn, but there is one that can be improved in interactive content, which they also can focus on one team on social media and then focus and research on the audience they are going to address. And then the last one is trying to always uh, take feedback and so review. And then discussion, the answer to research question on why Islamic relief as one of the biggest Western-based United Kingdom Islamic movement organization can maintain its position through today. It can be referred to the figure behind the founding of Islamic relief and values and faith or ideology imposed by Islamic relief itself. Dr. Hani Albana, as one of the founder, which also as well-known figure in Muslim communities in United Kingdom, is one of the key successor on the existences of Islamic relief until this moment. He is someone who are prominent in his field and also a Western scholar that actually care and want to help those in need in the third world countries that sometimes overseen by the prominent figures in the Western world. The second answer to the research question is that the value and faith of Islamic relief or their ideology is something that based on the Quran and the Sunnah, what all Muslim people follow for their life. It is like Islamic relief provide a common ground for the Muslim in Western countries to support the program and activities conducted by Islamic relief from the moment this organization founded until this day. The five core values like sincerity or ikhlas, excellency or ihsan, compassion or rahmah, social justice or alt, and custodianship or amana is something that all Muslims can agree upon too. These two factors, the figure of Dr. Hani Albana and the value and faith of Islamic belief or their ideology, is the answer to the research question on this paper presentation. Conclusion. To sum it up, Islamic Relief is a faith-based humanitarian aid and development organization committed to protecting the transforming the life of the world's most vulnerable individuals. Islamic Relief from in the United Kingdom in 1984 operate in over 45 countries, aiding people of all faith in need and make no distinction. Islamic Relief work hard to understand the culture and needs of the people in it serves, as well as to acquire their trust. Because of their proximity, they are often able to respond swiftly to the situation and work in a region where other groups are unable to. Its extensions in Western world and founded in Western territory, United Kingdom, is an unique characteristic of this Islamic movement-based organization make them stand out more than others. Their presence itself until now provided by the growing number of these organizations all around the world. With prominent founder on Islamic relief and their ideology who Muslim society familiar with, make Islamic relief movement and organization stand firm up until this day and my more glorious period of Islamic relief in the future happen. That is all my presentation for today. I hope you can understand it and add more knowledge to you. And then feel free to ask if you have any question. Thank you.